PSA. Motherfucking PSA. Public service announcement to you niggas, please.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to the Naughty Corner. It is I, Shadi.
I'm Candy.
And we are back on the streets. We are back with the Rebels with another episode. And as you guys can see by today's title, we are going to be talking about the chaos and the beauty of being a multi-passionate. But before we dive into that, please don't forget to subscribe. Please go do it now. Thank you.
Please, guys, road to 100 subbies.
Please. That is a goal we're trying to hit by the end of this month. So we would appreciate it if you just share to your friends, to your loved ones, and anybody who you think might enjoy our content. You know?
Push the freaking button.
Yeah, so let's get into it. So this is a very nuanced topic because I think it's something we can all relate to, and I'm excited to speak about it, you know?
Yes, definitely.
So for today's starting point, we're going to talk about how exciting it is to, you know, be a lover of a lot of things and to be passionate about a lot of different things that don't necessarily tie in together, you know? So tell me, I know you're also a fellow multi-passionate. How is that for you? Like, how's the good parts of it?
Okay, before we get into the nitty-gritty.
Yes, let's start with the exciting parts.
Okay, so personally, I feel like, even in terms of like growing up as kids, we all really do have like multiple interests. Well, especially if you are someone who like pursues those interests and actually like puts an effort in practicing them.
Yes.
In terms of maybe you liked sports and painting and drawing, and you also liked playing dress up, or you did pageants, or you were interested in movies, you're interested in music, you danced around, you're interested in recitals. All these different things. I feel like it's such a good way for us as humans to like explore our curiosity and our creativity and tap into like parts of ourselves.
No, fully.
It's also such an amazing way to grow.
Yes,
as a person.
definitely. It opens you up to new experiences.
Yes, and getting out of that like comfort spot. It's a very...
I fully agree with that.
Yeah, it's a thing everyone should do actually.
Yeah, like don't shy away from trying like different things because it opens you up, as you had mentioned, to a lot of like things you wouldn't have known.
Yes.
Had you not gotten into that.
That's true.
And I like how you're putting it because being a creative is just thinking about any random idea and just flowing with it. Sometimes you find yourself having random light bulb moments about things that don't even connect to like what you like.
Yes.
But it's just a sudden spark that just, you know, I think gets downloaded into your head and then you're like, maybe I should bake. And you're not even a baker. But as Candy had mentioned, it's all about just exploring that side of you and just having fun with it, because I think, if anything, it's the most fun part about life. You know? Yes.
It just really does make you learn new things about people and yourself and growing. And then also in turn, I feel like it's also boring sticking to one thing.
It is.
But as hard as it is liking different things, it really does also make you very adaptable. I feel very able to bend around certain circumstances, or like different groups of people, or different actions, pushing your own body and your mind to certain levels you didn't even know that like you had. You know,
you gain more skills.
Yeah, which is super cool.
Yeah, I like people
It's
who are
cool.
extremely talented.
Yeah,
and especially in like different things. It's so inspiring
it
to see.
is. I mean, yeah,
it's amazing to see.
Be everything.
Yeah,
Be a doctor. Be a mother. Be a designer.
Do it all.
Be a president. I don't know. Be anything you want to be.
Literally do it all.
Because all these things just end up just coming together, and so like without these things in the world, it would be like so bland.
Yes,
honestly, it would be a very, very bland, grey place.
I get that. Because if anything, I think the people who are very passionate about a lot of things shouldn't also shy away in telling people about those things, because you guys motivate us to not dim ourselves down, to not box ourselves into like one profession or one idea of who we think we're supposed to be, you know. So I think if you're a multi-passionate, please share with us.
Yes.
Share your interests, share
how you do it,
and
share why you do
it because
encourage others.
It's very nice seeing that you're not alone in wanting to explore a lot of things. And I think the nice part about it is the creativity in it all. So like with you, how do you think your creativity just like expands more? Like where do you think it expands more in? What makes you fully like creative? It could be anything. I mean, food could even inspire you.
I mean, I don't know. I take creativity in all my interests. As I said, everything that I like really encompasses who I am. From movies to shows to fashion to magazines to a simple Instagram post I see. There's not really a one solid thing that I feel like I take everything from as like sole inspiration. So all these little things that like incorporate part of my day, things that I can easily get like inspiration from. Even randomly being on the street and seeing something would be like, oh, that's a moment of inspo. So I am someone who does push myself to look for inspo in anything.
Yes.
Instead of,
No,
like,
I get that. I
I
think
don't have one main
also
thing
for
on
me,
things.
like just genuinely being my happiness, my happiest rather, allows me to be more creative. More ideas come in, so I know that when I'm happy, I can be more creative. Yeah. So that's definitely a big one. But shout out to anybody who really just goes out of their way to explore a lot of different things.
It's something
That's a very like
it's something
it's a
that people
skill.
can learn. Yeah,
Yes,
it's something
it's a
that I'm
skill.
still trying to learn to this day. I know I'm not out there creatively as much as I can be, so it's even hard to like answer some of these questions. But it is something that I'm daily trying to, push myself to like pursue fully.
Yes. No, definitely.
And that is the shitty part then about liking too many things, because then you don't know what to start with.
Yes.
Which ties into the overwhelming sense of
The cons of being
multi-passionate, because now everything just is so overwhelming. Because now it's a good thing that you like all these things,
Exactly.
but it's also a bad thing that you like so many things. Because now there's not really a place where you know where to start off from.
Yes.
Or you don't feel like you can maybe do everything at the same time. Have you had like those moments where you felt blocked, or it was like way too much, or you felt like, it's better to just sit down so I can just try it right now?
I think it comes with like everything you kind of want to do as a multi-passionate, if I'm being honest, because sometimes when you do really put yourself into like a work that you want to do, or some creative aspects that you want to explore about yourself, there is that sense of anxiety knowing that you never necessarily finished a certain project. That's also something I want to like touch on. The con side of being a multi-passionate is also being a multi-passionate who doesn't finish your projects, because they are multi-passionate to finish their projects and continue on. But I'm one who tends to struggle and not finish my projects. Hence, when I try to do other things, it really does like give me so much anxiety. But I try to see the beauty in those things, and I never really let go of a passion. So I think that's a good part about my burnouts. My burnouts happen when I just realize that I'm stuck in not understanding why I want to do what I'm interested about. Because sometimes you find yourself being so interested, but then you're like, questioning it. Am I really like into fashion like that? If I'm not watching fashion shows, if I don't know designer brands or whatever. But it's like, it's a baby step process. You can fashion out your own wardrobe, and you can like your own styles and take inspiration from like people around you. So I think sometimes it's because there's too many things I do and don't finish. That's where burnout comes in.
That's true.
But when I'm necessarily in the project, I really do give it my all. And burnout tends to happen like after I'm done. But yeah, how does it like show up for you?
I like what you said. Like, for example, you use the fashion thing as an example. And how also my burnout is that the idea of being interested in something, but like you said, you're not really a fashion person if you're not watching fashion shows. The fact that if it's not done in a certain way, there's no way I can call myself that. There's no way I can be that. There's no way I can practice that.
Yeah,
just because it's not done a certain way, society shows what it's supposed to look like.
Yeah.
So it's not done a certain way. You know what I mean?
Mm.
I'm not doing the steps. I'm not doing it how everyone else is doing it. So that's where my burnout would come from. The comparing of it, or the okay, but if that's how someone else is doing it, I don't have that, so I really can't do it now. Whereas it's like, no, the fact that I even had this inkling of inspiration, it came from something that the other person didn't have, yet I had it. You know what I mean? And this range
the idea itself
still came.
Yeah.
So I think that's
true.
where my burden come from in terms of like comparing and I don't know, feeling like you also can't do so much. You also can't be so much, especially as a woman, as a black woman. On top of that, there are like very much barriers in certain things. That the world is constantly telling you you're small.
Yes.
So even
constant voice in your head.
even the idea of feeling like I can't be all these things or like all these things is like so foreign.
That's so real, and I think everyone can relate to that because so many oftentimes we are like pressured to pick a lane in like what we want to do, and that all ties into what's your niche,
What's your career,
however they say it, like what do you
what's
do,
your life purpose.
It's like we're so conditioned to want to do one thing so that we can be stable enough to look good in front of other people without realizing that, hey, it doesn't even matter if it looks good in front of other people.
It's a detriment to yourself, though.
I'd be depressed if I was a surgeon and I hate my job,
For
but
real.
it looks amazing in people's eyes. So I think with that, it just makes it harder for someone who's multi-passionate to really choose what they want, because I think at the back of at the back of your head, you have that thinking of, if you do this, you have to make sure that it kind of like makes, brings fruition to what you're trying to do. It needs to bring you back. It doesn't just have to be, it can't just be a hobby. It needs to, bring in the coins. So that's why I think we sometimes like really struggle as multi-passionate people. And no one tells us, but you are allowed to do anything you want. You are allowed to achieve as many things that you want as long as you can show up for those things.
Exactly.
And because showing up is also important.
And I like how you brought up money and the monetization of it, which is also why I feel like in this time of social media, everyone is so focused on, the whole idea of people wanting to be interested in social media is making money off of it. Whereas you really have to be in a state or a position where you enjoy creating for yourself or whatever you're doing in terms of that for you and your brand, whatever you want to make, instead of looking at what an impact did it make? Am I getting paid for it? I feel like that also easily gets lost in like blocking people's creativeness.
True.
Or like
it does.
One of the hurdles in being multi-passionate in certain things like social media, whereas now you're thinking about the reward before really focusing on that. That also is another factor.
Thinking way too ahead.
What that feeling is like in that moment of you creating.
That's a huge wall.
Doing something.
That is a huge wall.
Guy, I'm sorry.
If you guys hear that, we live around human beings.
God.
But I also, as we had spoken about earlier, that the shame of like pivoting is also such a thing that you carry on your shoulders. And I'm also kind of guilty of judging others for pivoting. And that's often because people really do tend to judge things that they see in themselves but realize that they haven't achieved. So when I see someone doing something, I'm like, oh, they're doing this now. It's like, but you're just sad that you're not able to do the same thing and show yourself publicly or
personally. And in that space also, it's like a boxed idea of that person.
Put
that person into one box.
I box that person. So sometimes like I'm also guilty of doing that to people. Hence I know that it happens that you feel shame. And you do it to yourself, that you feel shame for like changing your mind, because now it's going to be like, how are people going to perceive me if I want to be a model now? How are people going to perceive me if I want to be a teacher now? But it's like, we're supposed to allow people to be whoever they want to be. And that will allow us to be who we want to be.
They're going to perceive you anywho.
Exactly.
So be whatever you want to be in that moment.
Exactly.
And
fashion out your life.
And picking multiple things you're interested in and making sure you do whatever the fuck you want. Essentially.
And it really ties into just finding what works for you. Finding the beat to your drum in all of your multi-passionate activities. I think one thing I want to like maybe reiterate in the term of like navigating everything is just also really asking yourself if it's things that you want to do, because oftentimes that has happened to me where I've like invested myself into things that I thought I wanted, but because of what society and trends deemed those things to be, I thought I had to follow it. But sometimes it's okay. It's okay to stay behind on certain trends.
You're not behind.
things.
It's just not for you.
Yes.
I feel like that's
that's a better way to put it.
Yeah, it's not for you.
Yeah.
I like
It's not
that.
for you. Shift direction and just find something else that resonates with you, because burnout is real.
It is.
And it'll never be real for something that you really want to achieve and want to see fashion out.
Yeah, and I feel like, as you say, doing it in the most healthiest way, allowing yourself to create. And guys, creating goes into everything, even to people who are athletes, people who are writers, actors, musicians, artists, speakers, anything. You are a creator. In anything you do.
Literally.
But being able to create in the healthiest way possible without comparing yourself to other people.
Yes.
And not letting your inner saboteur get into your head without...
Don't let them win.
Yeah, not letting the haters win. And also just making sure that you're not really pressurizing yourself and putting people's ideas of what they expect from you, what people want from you.
Yes.
And you know that whatever you're deciding and creating in that moment is something that you genuinely feel like deep down.
Yes. And
that is the
furthermore,
most important.
Learn how to decenter monetizing everything you do creatively.
Yes.
That's a conversation we had, that sometimes it really the society standards and pressures really blind us to what's
especially
really
of success.
important.
Success is money.
Yes.
What's is it though?
Is it though? So don't feel like you have to monetize your content if that's not what you want to do. If you feel great in just creating for yourself, that's enough. Because oftentimes that's really the basis of why everyone started what they're doing. Everyone started what they were doing because of something that sparked in them and wanted them to be creative in that essence, So now you don't want it to drain you when now you're not getting the numbers.
Yes.
You're not getting the check that you wanted.
Working for other people.
You're working for other people. Yes. Stick to your content, your voice.
Yeah, be an artist who
live
makes
with
art
it.
for their friends instead of selling it because you feel inside. Be a writer who writes books for people who can't afford books, if that's what you want. Instead of, there's always different ways to make sure that you're staying true to whoever you are. Without having to,
Yes.
get in the matrix and success and money and the
definitely. And also definitely saying yes to things that you have energy for. I cannot emphasize that more than I can, because I have mentioned that I also struggle with starting something and then pivoting to something else, but I've never fully given up on whatever I've started. I always seem to come back. Make sure that you have capacity for it and want to see it through, because essentially it's your idea. Hey?
Yeah,
it's your life, and I mean, you'd want to impress yourself.
Exactly.
That's why you must move from your...
It's I can almost imagine it as a
your
candle.
essence.
Nurture it. Take care of it. You get what I mean? Even if you're not going to give it attention every time. Those days where you are bored, practice the thing you like doing.
Yes.
Give it some interest. Research it. Just still make sure that even though you can't maybe do it in that immediate time because of different circumstances, you're able to still, be in that world. Even if you know more than whatever you like. Even if you practice it. Even if you actually, boom off of it. Whatever. But I feel like these things really do matter, even in terms of for our mental health and how we just feel nowadays, and making sure that we're more than humans on this earth. We're just here to work. You get what I mean? We have these things that make us happy and give us color in this world we live in.
Yeah, so true. So yeah, guys, be sure about the things that you want. If you are a multi-passionate, if you resonated with everything that we have said, unravel, be in your becoming, be in the messy growth of it. Do it all. It's okay. It's nerve-wracking and it's frustrating at times, but it's okay.
Yeah, you'll figure it out.
You'll figure it out.
Sit down and ask yourself how everything can work together, and it will.
You'll figure it out.
It really will. There's so many multi-talented people.
Yes, and if anything, I feel like we're all multi-talented. It's just the world's pressures silencing us into just focusing on one thing and just keeping us on, that wheel. But add a few things to your wheel, you'll be good. You'll find ways to make everything come together. That's also the nicest thing about having a lot of things that you like. In some way, they all tie in.
Exactly.
They all tie in.
It's why I love that as humans, we do have constant representations of the dreams you have and the things you want to be.
very
Look at
true.
the people you look up to. Look at the people who have made it, quote unquote made it. They are doing it. So if them, why not you?
Exactly.
You're allowed to be everything and anything you want. You get what I mean? Do not let people try to put you into one lane because of your gender, your race, nothing, and no one can stop you.
You are not behind. You are just layered, and we love that.
Yes.
Well, you were.
Eat it up.
Listen.
And show the world who you are in whatever way it is.
Exactly.
In whatever way it is. This is a nice video, a nice little short pick me up.
Yes.
We're gonna do more of
sisters
these
in the
now.
corner.
Yes.
Trying to
Come
reach
back
out
to
to
this
you.
whenever you feel like you're doubting yourself, whenever you feel like you need a little motivation in whatever you're doing, whatever you're chasing.
Yes, we're here for you.
Yes, always. We're building a community. We're gonna be here for each other and build.
Yes.
And build.
Yes.
So please do comment, subscribe, comment how you are multi-passionate, what are your interests and how and
Yes,
what works
please
for
let
you.
us know.
And if you've ever struggled and any story you want to give us or share to us. So until the next video, till next time, my rebels.